Today's video, we're going to talk about using paid influencers versus paid actors versus random people versus AI influencers versus company spokesmen that work at your company versus the owner himself. Doing a video ad pitch, what's gonna get you the most ROI from your ad campaigns? Now, obviously, each one of these, if you're gonna create a video, sales video to run on YouTube ads, Facebook ads, has a different cost. But they all, as you're gonna see in the case study I'm gonna go over here today, in the HVAC space, they all get different levels of results, massively different levels of results. So you shouldn't pin yourself or paint yourself into a corner going with the cheapest option, because the cheapest option isn't going to be the one that pays, or at least go with the comfortable option. You're not putting yourself on camera or not putting your employee on camera, that you have a good enough employee that can speak well enough where they can go on camera. Why? Because of one big word: trust. If people do not trust the person, that pitch man or pitch woman, what they're saying, even though the script is exactly the same each time, it will deliver massively different results, as demonstrated by the case study that I'm going to go over in this video here today for you. The delivery of the person, the look of the person, how they sound, most importantly, who it is going to dictate whether or not you get a positive or a negative ROI after expenses, what you're doing. And I'm going to talk about why that is and how we set up this experiment. This is very interesting because ultimately, as is like yourself, once you find a winning script / offer that works in a video ad, you should go into town trying to test the ultimate best way to run it. I've talked about using AI influencers, and you could do old man, old black man, old Mexican man. With the technology that's out there today, you can do all kinds of testing like this, which in and itself matters a whole ton. But before you even do that, you should figure out, should you invest in an influencer or celebrity to read that script? Should you be reading it yourself? What is the best options? And figure this out, of which we did for this HVAC company, and of which I wanted to share the results with you on this video here today. So with that said, going over this case study and what we actually tested here. So it was a video ad pitch where we said, did you get a new air conditioning installation quote recently? If so, reach out to us and we'll get you a lower price. And if we don't, we'll get you a $100 Outback Steakhouse gift card for wasting your time. All you got to do is tell us what you got as far as a quote, and we'll guarantee to beat it. Of which the terms are, you have to submit your quote in writing for us to be able to beat it, because we're not going to promise you to beat it otherwise. Now, obviously, is fraud still able to be done to you to get a free gift card in this scenario? Yes, it can. But the amount of trouble to get a $100 gift card to do this, most people are going to go through the trouble of doing it. And you're going to get so many leads and so much money from it, it doesn't matter giving out a gift card or two. And of which, most importantly, that if you just go straight to the market with a video ad saying, hey, we offer AC installation, nobody's going to respond to your ad. Nobody cares. They can go to Google in 2 seconds and get that same thing. Why do they want to fill out your ad, your form? They were busy, doing something else at the time of seeing this ad. So you got to be a bit more creative than this. But with that said, and like I said, once we found that this worked, and I knew it worked for another client that had used it in the past, but you should be testing who says it specifically on a high level, and then going into what certain demographics. You could even go in further than, do you want some quirky sounding guy? Do you want somebody with a high pitched voice, low pitched voice, speaking fast, speaking slow? All this stuff can be tested, and it'll squeeze out 20% here, 30% here, 20% here. And it stacks up the gains you're getting massively. Most people don't want to go through the trouble of doing it, so they'll settle for their 500% ROIs when they could have gotten 850 if they went through and tested everything else. So this script I told you, we had different people read it off. We had a random guy off of Fiverr that we hired, so that cheap and easy. We had an actor, paid actor, that we hired to read it, of which, if you're wondering where to get actual paid actors from, Craigslist, believe it or not, as old as that is, still is a great place to get actors at. And when I say paid actors, I mean real actors, people that are routinely pitching for movie roles, stuff like this. This is important because when somebody does an ad read for you and it doesn't look authentic, that will hurt your conversion rates, especially now. So that's why we do it and tested it. Also, an influencer, somebody with over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. The big rage in the YouTube space is now people are making money hand over fist with UGC ad reads. They will get paid to pitch and flog a product on camera. And because you recognize the face, you're more likely to, or so is the idea, and the reality is different nowadays. The method is burning out. But you saw the face before, so you're more likely to listen to the message. Well, if the message is good enough, you don't need that, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. We also had a company spokesman, aka employee. So this is a salesperson that we had read the script off. Also, the owner read the script as well. We also had an AI actor read off the script, of which I knew this wasn't going to work. I was trying to pick somebody that looked kind of quirky, different. Some guy in a straw hat saying this. Why that? Well, I just wanted to throw something else different out there and see what we could do with it. Ultimately, it did not work like I thought it was going to work, but I wanted to try it anyway. See, maybe, just maybe, if having some strange looking person there tested through and by AI would make a difference. So with all that said, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways that we ran this video ad script. And the ad spend that we had for each was a little bit different. For the most part, it ranged from 4K in spend for this test all the way up to 6K. So it varied based upon which one it was. That is just kind of the part of the test. We couldn't get it dialed into a certain level of spend on each one. What we could do is find out how many conversions, that is people submitting the form to request to be able to get the quote, and what our results was, and this was over a 1-month time period on top of it. In terms of the ROAS, what our sales divided by our ad spend was for each of these as well. Of which, going down the list here, starting with the random guy from Fiverr, which obviously the cost of each one of these to execute it is different, and that wasn't worked into the ROAS. So, ideally I would have found out what that cost was, and then I worked it in. I didn't do that just to keep things a bit more simple here. And I'll talk about this as best as I can, what the costs were. You can hire a random guy on Fiverr to read off a script for $50. Yes, it's Fiverr, but $50 for that type of work. The actor, you can get this type of thing done for $500, because at least right now, people are pretty desperate for work. Normal times that might cost $1,000 or $2,000 to get that done, where they're sending you multiple takes and you could pick the best of it. Influencer, we're in the thousands here. So typically get somebody with like a couple 100,000 subscribers to do an ad read like that, you're looking at $3,000 to $5,000 for that. For a simple 30 to 60 second ad read to get their attention and everything else there. We paid right around $3,000 for that. Of which the company spokesman and the owner, if you don't count their own time, the hourly rate, it's free. And then the AI, same thing. Of course they were paying us and we had to come up with the AI ad. That has a cost in terms of time in putting it together, because it doesn't just shit out an ad by typing in a couple words. So that has cost, but not much, obviously. So with all that said, the random guy from Fiverr that did the ad read got us 17 submissions on $5,000 worth of spend. The actor, after we picked out a bunch of them, because part of the beauty, like with Fiverr, is we could go and post a thing on Craigslist saying we're looking to hire a actor for an ad read, and with that you can actually then review 100 of them, because you'll get a ton of applications and they'll send samples, and then you just go through and find the one that looks like it'll be your audience will respond to them at the highest rate. The influencer itself, which for the most part, just as a quick word on the influencer, for the most part anymore, because people know influencers are corporate shills now, for the most part they'll just they'll review anything as long as you pay them, and people are catching on to this. They've seen too many people do it now. The peak is in. I'm not going to say you should pay an influencer. It's not worth it anymore unless it's a niche influencer. So if we had a makeup product, we would want a makeup channel influencer to review that product, it would still be worth it from what I've seen so far. Whereas if you get a random influencer, no. So and the more niche it is, the better. So if you had a guy who just talked about power tools and you were having an ad that was pitching a power tool, and everybody basically also on top of it knew this guy, then it would be worth it. If not, no, just forget about it. If your script is good, you shouldn't need that, so you could test that a little bit later. That got 9. It was actually the lowest. The company spokesman, the employee, got the most at 42. The owner got 34, and the AI got 11. So that was in the gutter as well. And before people were starting to get a visceral reaction from seeing AI on social media, it worked a lot better. Because it's so cheap, all the marketers ruined it now for the most part. You're not going to get much out of it. Its main use is, going back to what I was saying earlier in the video, is to test the same message and see if a white woman or a black woman would pull more. And then once you find that out, then have a real actor that's a black woman, if that is the one that won, take it the rest of the way. That's where AI's use is now, because if you just have the AI influencer, yes, it looks super realistic, but it's still not realistic enough to get what you want done, at least for now. I should say also, in addition to this, I had tried to match the demographic of the customer as much as possible. So the straw hat, I had a female, normally somebody who's going to get a new hot water heater, it's going to be the wife of the household. It's not going to be the guy. The guy's at work. Type of income of the people that we wanted as customers is top 10, 20%. Stay-at-home mom. They're going to be calling about it, not the man. So ideally, we get somebody that looks like them. That's going to normally work the best. Not always. By default, that should be your starting point. And that's what we did with our AI, the UGC actor, if you will. Anyway, that all said, that's the number of actual submissions that we got. Now, if we're talking about ROAS, is a slightly different story, because we got different closing rates on these leads, of course, on top of everything else, of which actually is a big point I want to bring up here. Just because if you are doing lead generation on your video campaign, that is not nearly tell the whole story here, because somebody who saw an ad from an owner talking, that lead is going to close at a higher rate than seeing some random AI generated thing, obviously. So your cost per lead doesn't really matter. It's the ROI that matters at the end of the day. The random person from Fiverr got 309% ROAS. Our actor got a 515% ROAS. Our influencer got 255. Even though with that one, we didn't get very many conversions, the ROAS was actually much higher than the AI generated leads that were from the AI UGC actor. The company employee is the one that got the most ROAS. It also got the most conversions as well. The owner got less conversions and 584% ROAS. And of course, the AI influence got 160. So that was the worst. The key kind of thing to take away from here is the trust of the person is not only going to get you more leads, but usually higher closing rates on the leads. So don't just judge things based upon the leads itself. And all of this was based upon YouTube ads. We did run a little bit of Facebook ads. Usually the golden rule is if something works on Facebook, it'll work on YouTube ads, and vice versa. This is all based upon YouTube ads itself, and of which at our firm at least, this is what we run more nowadays, mainly because Facebook's starting to get a lot more bot traffic on it. If you didn't realize that, it's certainly happening. So the traffic from YouTube's actually getting better, whereas YouTube is actually going the other way with it. They're getting a lot more strict and kicking off the bots and so forth, which is nice. You could typically get better results on YouTube ads nowadays than Facebook, especially since nobody does it yet. And because it's less competitive, you can make it work better. Not only that, but you can capture their attention for longer on YouTube versus Facebook. So if you do ads like we do, where you start out giving them information and then the pitch, which is what it allows you to do, you can actually do very, very well. And it is a better opportunity than Facebook because of this. You can build rapport with the user before doing the ask, if you will. Yeah, I thought this was a very interesting experiment here. And ultimately, just because one of these got a bunch more conversions, the ROAS didn't necessarily come along one-to-one. The ROAS from the influencer was much higher, even though we had the least amount of conversions, but the quality of the leads from the influencer, even though we got less leads, was a lot better, and therefore we had higher closing rates. With this, as you can see here, if you can do it, if you can mentally do it, that is, you want to have your own staff, your own employees, your own self be the one that does the ad read, because people are going to trust it. Makes sense. I even say it all the time in our own niche industry that we're in, PPC management services. Almost every single PPC management company, the owner hides behind some stupid ass name of the company like Orange Soda PPC or Grey Gorilla PPC. Who the hell runs that company? Who knows? And they don't want to put their name out there because they know the quality of work that they're delivering, because customer doesn't want to pay much. They give them a half-ass result and they just churn clients ultimately. They don't want to put their name out there on top for it, like a lawyer would do or an accountant would do or something like this. So they don't trust it as much as they trust me. I put my name all over our stuff, even though it's not just me doing the work. I do most of the strategy, if not all the strategy, but that matters to use. If you're going to go out there and advertise and have a professional actor be your spokesman, it's just not going to typically work as good as if you were yourself as the owner putting your name and self out there on all your sales videos. Because then also you can say, as the owner of X, Y, and Z, they're going to think, wow, this really, especially if it's a really good offer, like what we were just talking about here. And what was the heart of this case study? Offering them a guaranteed lowest price offer. Or if you were to offer a 200% money back guarantee offer, which that works incredibly well with all the bullshit that's out there nowadays to get people to trust you and get people's attention through YouTube right away. And when the owner's on there, it's extremely powerful. Of which, by the way, all you got to do to make that work is just have requirements. You want 200% of your money back? Prove to us that you tried it, actually. And guess what? 95% of the people don't want to prove that they tried it because they didn't fucking try it. And so then you can get a massive amount of response from your ad because you're offering a 200% money back guarantee that they never seen or heard before and that they think has a lot of balls and it must work as a result. They're willing to offer that. Well, then when you pair that with the owner actually saying it himself or herself, now you got something that's extremely powerful. But I say all this, I don't know if it's apparent to you, but at our firm all the time, I tell clients like exactly what I'm telling you here. You want to, as the owner, be the one reading our script. Oh, no, I can't do that. Oh, no. It's not that they all the time think that what they're doing and selling is not, they're not 100% confident in it. It's mainly they're not confident in themselves. They don't want people to maybe talk shit about their looks or something like this. They won't admit that, but that's the reality. So they don't want to put their stuff all over the internet themselves. Or they don't think they're handsome enough or pretty enough or whatever. But, the results are there if you do it. And I want to even say, even if you were ugly, it would work even better because when you see that ad, you're instantly going to be like, what the hell is this ugly mug here telling me I got to see this? Like, because you normally on ads, obviously see people that look good. So if there's not a person that isn't already beautiful there on the ad, it's like, what is this? It's a pattern interrupt. A lot of people don't want to do it. And if you can't do it, have an employee do it. That's a much better option than going and spending money on an influencer or start breaking out the AI, which frankly, that's just a cope anymore. People use that because they don't want to pay an actor and they don't want to do it themselves. But from what I've seen here, and then just with other projects, this is where the money is at, is authenticity is the word of the year. Authenticity. Do something that makes you look authentic. Make a good offer that is a shocking, unbelievable offer that'll really get someone's attention and tie it with being authentic. Putting yourself out there so that people know this isn't some random scam of a company that they'll run for a month and then they'll shut down their company and take all the money and run. They put their own face, their own name out there to promote this. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you should. I've got the best information you're going to find online about how to make money with ads step by step. If you haven't subscribed, definitely do it already. I've got also a great blog on my site. If you haven't seen my written content, you can find that at guaranteedppc.com/blog. And if you have any questions for me, you can always leave me a comment below. I got a Discord. You can reach out to me through there. I got a community going, link in the description. Also, you can reach out to me through my site at guaranteedppc.com. I offer coaching and consulting through there. Also done-for-you management of ads on a guaranteed basis. We are the only PPC management firm who offers guaranteed increases in revenue and profit before any fees are owed or due. We also offer ad templates. We've worked in hundreds of markets within the last 12 years, of which, if we've already got the results you're looking for, instead of hiring us outright, if you don't wish to do this, you can also buy our template from us and copy-paste the ads and landing pages that work in your space. In your ad accounts, get the same results we did after spending years optimizing and finding the best ads and so forth to work in your market. So if you're interested in this, also let me know. I'll let you know the results we got in your market. Just reach out to me and I'll tell you what we got in your market already. That is everything in terms of this case study. What you needed to learn from it, authenticity matters. Niche influencers also matter. If there's a small niche and you can get the most recognizable name in that niche to talk about your product or service and people actually know that person. If you have a pillow influencer talk about your pillow and how it's so good, that doesn't count because nobody gives a shit about following pillow influencers. You gotta have something like having a gaming PC influencer reviewing your gaming PC. That would matter more than having what you could say about yourself, because people that buy gaming PCs, they usually check out influencers because they're into that thing, the type of thing that people watch on a regular basis. So if you are in a niche like that, I'd still go the influencer route. Otherwise, go authentic as possible, i.e. do it yourself. When you do find an actor, first of all, it should be an actor that knows how to act so it doesn't look like it's forced and unbelievable as a result, but also pick somebody who looks trustworthy. That's the most important thing to get across in today's environment. People don't like doing business with people that look sketchy. They don't want to get scammed again. So focus on this. But with that said, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. If you want to see another video, click here. It is one of my best ones.